did some things that were very similar to this as well. Slightly different for the first half of the year. So find the equation of the quadratic function whose graph passes through. And I've got 3 points here. And so what you need to pay attention to is the fact that there are zeros in these equations, which means that they are intercepts. Okay, so I have an x value, an x value, and a y value. So I'm going to start with the x values because this means that I have the fact that x equals 1 and x equals -7. And remember, we have taken these before and turned them into factors. So think about when you're given a function that looks like this, and you factor it, and then you solve it. This is it being solved, which we convert to factoring. So we subtract the 1 to the other side. It changes its sign. And since this side is already negative, we're going to add the 7 to the other side. That looks like a multiplication sign. So how about we fix that? This side is a -7. So we are going to add 7 to both sides. So it would be x plus 7. Okay? So something to keep in mind here, if they want the factored form of the equation, sometimes they're going to ask you for factors, sometimes they're going to ask for general. So we're just going to practice both. The factored form of this is x minus 1, x plus 7. But because you have this, that is your y-intercept. Y-intercepts are always the last number once you FOIL them out. It's always the c value. And to figure out what that is, we're going to multiply -1 times 7, which is going to give me a -7. So for this current equation, my y-intercept is -7. So all you need to do is figure out what do you have to multiply -7 by. Put it into a 14. So I have -7 times some value gives me 14. So we're just going to divide it. Some of you won't even have to. You'll be able to just see what the value is. It's going to be a -2. And you stuff the number right in front. Boom. That is your factored form of this quadratic function. Okay? If you want the general form of it, we're just going to FOIL it all out. So I'm going to have y equals -2 times x times x gives me x squared. X times 7 gives me 7x. -1 times x is -1x. And -1 times 7 is -7. And then I'm going to distribute this -2 and get -2x squared plus 14x plus, 2x. Gotta change that sign there. Distributing a -2. Changes all my signs. And then that would make this a positive 14, which is exactly 3. And then we can combine these like terms here and get y equals -2x squared minus 12x plus 14. So if it asks you for it in this form, this is your answer. If it asks you for it in factored form, this is your answer. Try the practice and check the answer key.